morning, everyone, or depending on where you are and when you're watching this, good evening or good afternoon. Welcome back to the Lazy Knitter podcast. It's been a while. First things first, my name is Renee. You can find me on Instagram as Renee_Geese. I'll pop somewhere on the screen how you spell this, and I'm going to try the new linky thing, so you might be able to just click it and go directly to my Instagram page. You can find me on Ravelry as Alazybeauty. I also sell my knitting and two crochet patterns at the moment. I'm hoping to have more in the future on Ravelry. And you can find those by either searching Renee Geese on Ravelry or by clicking through for my profile page as Alazybeauty. Anything else? Gosh, it's been a while. I don't even remember what I usually say in the beginning. It's only the 10th episode, but I had a routine and it's gone. But we'll see how it goes. It's been a really long time. Let me just quickly catch you up. I'll explain more at the end of the episode when I go into the personal life stuff, but my health wasn't quite cooperating every time I planned to record. It just was the one day of the week that I felt like complete crap, so that didn't quite work out. And then I planned stuff around it, and for example, I'd gone shopping the day before, and then I have to recover for 3 days, so I couldn't record. And we had a few heat waves here in the Netherlands. Well, I think actually we had 4 or so this year, 3 or so, 3 of them are 3 or 2, 3 or 3. I'm really out of it. It's been a while since I've done this recording thing, so I'm not really nervous. My mouth doesn't remember how to form words when I'm looking at my iPhone, which is over there. You guys are my iPhone. But I'm just gonna go with it. I don't have much time. I can't do a million retakes this time. Like I said, it's 8:30 in the morning here. I have to head to class at 10:30, and because it's been such a long time, I have a load of stuff to show you. There's a bunch of snippets, there's a lot of stuff here. You'd expect that in about the month and a half that I haven't recorded, but I did a load of knitting, but like I said, we had some heat waves and I just didn't even want to think about wool. I did some spinning, but not much. Most of the time I just jumped in front of Netflix. So not much on that front, but I do have some things to show you. I have 3 finished objects, some works in progress, all that good stuff, and some spinning, of course. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the heat waves. I get really sick when it's very warm, and we had a couple of days over 32 degrees. I just couldn't. I didn't touch wool. I didn't do much of anything except lay in my underwear on my bed trying not to move so I wouldn't sweat even more. And I have really hard time staying hydrated normally. So when it's that hot, I just can't drink enough to not get sick. So each time I get dehydrated. And it was really humid as well, so it was awful, and I'm really glad we're heading into fall now. It's officially fall today. I think yesterday was the first official day, and I'm so excited. I'm completely in the fall mindset already. I've had my first hot Starbucks latte, and I felt like the fall girl, and I want to wear my hats and my scarves and all that stuff. I am drinking hot chocolate right now, even though it's going to be like 23 degrees today. I'm in the fall mood. I want warm knitting stuff, I want cold outside, I want rain, I want snow, I want storms, all that good stuff. I have some notes, hang on, I need to check if I'm missing anything. Alright, I'm gonna record this episode in short sections to see if that's easier on my computer for editing. The importing from the video from my iPhone to my computer takes quite a long time. And I'm hoping by snipping it up into sections, for example, this intro section, the snippet section, FOs, shopping, all that stuff, by cutting those in pieces, it will import a little faster, and that will make editing a little faster, but we'll see. I have plenty of time because none of you know I'm filming this yet, so it's not that bad for this time, but I thought it would be good to try out. I also have a giveaway this episode. I don't think I'm going to remember to announce it at the end, so I'm just going to do it right now because I really do want to do it. It's the 10th episode, and I think that's something worth celebrating. So I'm having a little giveaway. I'm giving away a free pattern from my Ravelry store. All of them. You can pick whichever one you want, but the free ones aren't worth picking because those are already free. But any pattern you want to win, just comment in the YouTube section. So comment on YouTube with your Ravelry name and which pattern you would like to win. And just let me know that you would like to be entered, and I will randomly select a name. I will not do that myself. I'll let my mom pick or something like that. I'll just have her close her eyes and touch the screen or do the random number generator or something like that. It will be fair, I promise. I really hope you can't hear the building noises from outside. They're building housing, I think, somewhere nearby, and they're building right now. It's really loud right here, but it was really hot and stuffy in my room because the windows hadn't been open for 2 days because there was a fire nearby and all the smoke got into our rooms. And that I have asthma, so my lungs weren't happy with that, so I decided to just close the windows. But I need some fresh air in today, so I opened the windows. I really hope you can't hear it too much, but otherwise I'll have to see if I can do some editing magic. Let's just jump right in with the snippets. During the vacation, the summer holiday, I tried out a little something new. I bought some bare yarn, so I tried to do some yarn dyeing. I bought some yarn dyes secondhand from someone on Ravelry, and I had a great time. And yeah, I'll just show you what I recorded, and after that I'll show you the yarn I dyed. This is the bare yarn that I'm using. It's a fingering weight, very tightly plied, especially for socks. It's 75% superwash wool, it's a 4-ply, and it has 25% nylon. It's very soft actually, and it's 400 meters in 100 grams. And it's, let me try and see if I can get it to focus on this. It's really quite nice, so I'm gonna pop this one in the soaking bath as well and get dyeing. So right now I am soaking some bare yarn, and in here is 1 full skein and 8 little 10-gram mini skeins that I just hand wound off a 100-gram skein, which is not fun actually. It was quite tedious, but I had on some YouTube videos. I watched Inside Number 23, and I watched sim let's plays because they are my guilty pleasure. They are very fun. I'm watching a series called, what's it called? The Super Sim Challenge by the Sim Supply on YouTube, and it's very funny. And I just took the first yarn. I'm trying to film this in a way without showing all the dirty dishes. I just took the first 2 full skeins and 1 mini skein out of the bath, which is water, cool water, and white wine vinegar. Because it works the same as citric acid, or so I've heard. And these are not in the same water. I think there's enough still in there, so. And now I'm going to try dyeing these. It's my very first time dyeing with acid dyes, so I'm very curious to see how it goes. And I will check back in a minute. So this is my setup right now. I have a plastic tub in which I have the yarn, a bottle of water which I use for mixing the dye, some plastic bags. I got a bag of these for each skein that will go into a separate bag and then into the microwave. And these are the colours I mixed. I have red, lemon yellow, teal, purple, but it looks more pink. It's like a magenta pink. I'm not sure about that one. I think it might have gone off. It's supposed to be like a golden yellow and a navy blue. So I remembered I had some leftover, some bare roving. It's about 250 grams or something, and I'm soaking that now in the citric acid, white vinegar, white wine vinegar, and I'm going to try dyeing that in a little bit as well. I just finished my first skein, but I already bagged it up, so I can't really show you. But I will show you when it comes out of the microwave. And as you can see, I've switched setups a little. I'm now using a lid of a big tub. The other one was a little too small, and the skein couldn't fit on there properly, so it was getting jumbled up on itself, and it turned out nice. I just went completely random, but I think this will work a little better, as long as I don't go splashing it everywhere, I guess. And I've discovered about the dye. I was a bit heavy-handed with the dye powder, so a lot of them are very saturated, and then I overcompensated on this one, and it is very light, but it's very pretty. So I'm going to try my very first full skein. I just did a little mini skein before, and I'll check back in a bit. Okay, so you just saw me talking about dyeing yarn, and I think I haven't watched them back myself yet just now. It's been a while, but I think I ended rather abruptly because my parents came home from the beach. Once again, heat wave. So let me just quickly grab my hand dyed yarns. There's some other stuff on top of it. I didn't think about that. Let me put that down here. There's a whole lot of it. I dyed 9 mini skeins and 4 full skeins, so I was busy for quite a while. Let's start with my favorite one. The skeins are all a little messy. I now understand why yarn dyers, professional yarn dyers, reskein their yarn. It looks a lot nicer. As you can see, there's loosey-goosey bits, and it just doesn't look as nice. But this one is one of my favorites. Let me scan it for you. It goes like this. From a purple, to a deep purple, to a pink, to a brighter pink, to a purple, to a greeny teal, to a bright green. And this one was the last one I did. I was using up all the dyes, that's why there's so many crazy colours, and I just had fun mixing them all, but it turned out to be my favourite. It's a sock yarn, so I'm probably going to use it for socks or as a contrast colour in a shawl, because I think this will lit up really crazy and fun. I'll reskein these in a bit. This is another of the full skeins. Oh, I already unwound it. I can't remember which one was the first one I did. I think... No, not this one. I was trying out all the different colors. It's a nice bright yellow, palish green, a weird salmony pink that I'm not that fond of, nice bright blue, very nice purple, and a pinky color. I really like this. A lot of these pinks and the greens are this paley green reminds me of hospitals, but together I really like them. They make me think of spring or like a flower. I don't want to pop these on the ground, but they're going to be in the frame. I'll just pop them there. Anyway, I think this was my first one. It's even more spring than the last one I showed. It's a yellow, a green, a pink, some light blue, and does this have that? No, I switched those two. That was the first one I did. This was the second to last. Nice lilac-y color. This one makes me happy. It's very happy, bright, sunny colorway. And then a blue and purple. Blue is my favorite color, so there had to be one that was just blue. And I dabbed on some pink or something to give it a little more interest, because one half is just blue and the other half is light blue. I'm not too happy with the spots I put on, but I like the end result and I think it'll make it fun. And then I dyed up 9 mini skeins. I had another one of those big skeins, they're 100 grams. I divided it into 10 grams, but evidently I overdid it on some of the skeins, because what I was left over with when I was doing this almost last one, the one before last, that was not 20 grams. So I just made one bigger skein, that's this one, and 8 smaller ones. And I just experimented with dip dyeing, with speckling. I tried using a toothbrush, but my yarn was really, I'd used too much water, so it was really light and it didn't show up that well. And I didn't feel like mixing more dye, because I'm really cheap, and I thought I'd just use up what I had. There's a nice green one, a green, yellow, blue with some red. This is the fat one. It has some yellow, some deeper yellows, some purple, deeper purple, blue. Very fun. And this one reminds me a bit of an 80s ski suit. It's a lot of brights together, bright purple, bright pinky, faded pink, a light blue, some white. It's just a lot, but I think it'll end up fun. This one was a bit of a failure, but now this is dry and I haven't looked at these for a while. They've just been waiting there for me to record. I quite like it actually, so I think these will all be going into my memory blanket and they'll just add some color, I guess. Not that it wasn't bright before, but you know. Oh, I didn't grab my blanket. I meant to show that to you. Another definitely 80s inspired one, purple and pink, and with a little faded. They're not as vibrant as they could be. A nice green and yellow one. This is one of my favorites, I think. I really like these colors together. And this is like an electric popsicle. Yellow, blue, and bright pink. Another favorite. I kind of like them all. And a green and purple one. And let's get those out of the way. And, oh, that was my hand dyeing. It was very fun to give it a try. I've learned some things. I still have some bare yarn left. I have quite a bit yet. I got a little overzealous when ordering, so I have quite a lot left to play with. So I will be doing more dyeing in the future. But I've learned that I need to be a little more conscious of how I'm mixing the dye, and it's not just blow up some powder, blow up some water, and then mix, and just it'll be perfect. Now you can mix powders, you can mix dyes, you need to have the ratio of water to powder really down nicely to get the result you want. I definitely want to try speckling again, but I didn't do it quite right this time. And what else? Yeah, my yarn got horribly tangled, so I need to figure out how people keep it from getting tangled, because it's not going to be fun to wind these skeins at all. The minis I can handle, I'll just hand wind those, but I really want to use the Swift to wind those big ones, but I don't think that's going to work, so I have to hand wind those too. Meh. I'm gonna pause the recording and I'll be right back. Okay, I thought we'd go right from my hand-dyed yarn experiments into acquisitions or shopping, because there's quite a bit this month. This week. It should be this week, but it's been a while, so it's stashed up. First up is this lovely prize that I got, one from Caroline at the Colourful Creativity podcast. It was her 1 year podiversary, and she had a nice giveaway, and I was lucky enough to win a prize. And I won this lovely, lovely, lovely skein of yarn from Sarah's Texture Crafts, and she's one of the people I follow on Instagram, and I've been mooning over her yarn forever but never got around to purchasing. This is definitely a gateway yarn, I should say. It's the bases are Luxe Sock 4-ply, tech is tweed, I'm not sure what that means, the color is Passion. This is so soft, oh my gosh, it's the softest yarn I've ever had, I think. It's 80% superwash merino, 10% nylon, and 10% cashmere. It's 100 grams, 400 meters. It's so nice, and I love the colorway. It's not something I would have picked for myself, I think, but I really think it suits me. I like purple, I like red, and the white just gives it the perfect pop. So I'm actually thinking I'll make a shawl out of this, and maybe with a contrast color. I have a rainbow yarn that I think might go nicely with this, which is also a prize, and that will make it a very special shawl. But it has to be something that I wear right near my face, because then I can squish it like this all the time. And she also sent a lovely card and a coupon code for me to use at a future purchase. So, like I said, gateway yarn. And the card is really cute. And the yarn, it's really nice. It's very fluffy and round, but it's still a fingering weight. And the colors are super intense. So I really like that, and thank you, Caroline, and I think her name's Sarah. It makes sense. Yes, Sarah from Sarah Texture Crafts for donating this prize to Caroline, and for me for words. Like I said, sometimes my brain goes too fast and my mouth can't keep up, and I get confused. Thank you, Sarah from Sarah's Texture Crafts for donating this prize to Caroline's giveaway, and thank you, Caroline, for letting me win it. I think it was completely random, so she had no hand in me winning it, but it was very nice to win a prize. It was just in the middle of the last heat wave, and I was here in my apartment trying to survive it, but this entire wall is completely glass, and I have sun the entire day. My apartment's on the south, and it's just absolute hell when it's that warm outside, because the sun heats up the room, and there's no way to cool it down. It gets way, way hotter than it's outside. So I ended up fleeing to my parents actually this time. I couldn't survive it here. And that worked out fine. More shopping. I have... Oh, I'll start with the ones from Caroline. Caroline also has an Etsy shop, Colourful Creativity, but you can find it at caroline.etsy.com, or whatever the Etsy link is. It's Caroline anyway. And I ordered this little cute sparkly rainbow mini for in my blanket. And this is super awesome. Caroline makes her own glass beads by hand, completely awesome. And she started making Pokeballs. Now, I've been playing Pokemon Go like no other. I'm completely addicted. Pretty much this is the first time my phone has been out of Pokemon Go for a while, because my apartment, that's a definite benefit compared to the heat. I can catch a lot of awesome Pokemon right here from my room, which is really awesome. But it's also motivated me to get out and start walking. My mom plays as well, so we went out walking together a few times, and it's really encouraging. And I definitely do notice that it has some health benefits. So I'm all about Pokemon Go, and I'm definitely an advocate for it. But she made these cute Pokeball stitch markers. This is a small size. She has a bigger size as well, but I thought that might be a bit heavy, and I just like the small size. And I couldn't resist ordering one. And I also got that a mini skein. And then just last week, I saw on Instagram that Undercover Otter, which is a yarn and fiber artist in Amsterdam. She also sells her yarn and I think maybe her fiber, maybe just the yarn, I'm not sure, at Stephen and Penelope in Amsterdam, which is Mr. Westknit's yarn store, aka very special. And she had made several fiber colorways inspired by Halloween. And I couldn't resist. And the fun thing is, she sells them vacuum sealed. So I thought I would open them up on the podcast, which is another reason why I really had to get my budding gear and podcast, because I want to spin with these. And she also sent me this little sample with her cute card. And there's a cute skull stitch marker, which is super appropriate for the Halloween colorways, and some bright pink fluff, which I'm going to have fun playing around with. Let's start with this one. This is Gilman. I'm going to cut it open and get some air in there. You can hear it crackling as it opens up. Just the air coming in. I love when sellers package their yarn vacuum sealed because it can go through the mailbox, so it saves shipping costs. But it's also just so fun just to see it poof out. So Gilman, out you come. This is the card. This is the colorway information. It's called Gilman. I'm not completely sure what the inspiration is, but I'm gonna look it up. It's 100 grams, merino bamboo, and mulberry silk. Sounds really nice. And this is the colors. It's a green and blue. So pretty. And it feels very soft. Definitely next to skin soft. Get this back in this baggie. Probably not. Maybe I can get it in here. I don't want to lay it on the ground with nothing covering it because I still need to vacuum rather desperately. So there's my hair everywhere. Well, it's not that bad, but if you know it's there, it's kind of gross. It's tough on it. I swear I'm not such a slob as I'm making it out to be right now, but this is too nice to put on the ground. So I'm gonna squish it back in, include the tag, and then this is the second one. This is called The Thing. And again, I'm not quite sure what thing, where it's from, but I will have to look it up, and maybe if it's from a movie, I can watch the movie while I'm spinning this. That would be fun. Open, open, open. This one is a merino bamboo blend, 85% to 15%. And this one is the one I originally saw and fell in love with, and then I saw Gilman and it was even worse. It's such a vibrant color. White, grey, darker blue, light blue, bright blue, all the blues. And, oh, this is going to be so nice. And I've really fluffed this up so it's never going to fit back in the baggie. And I was thinking actually of spinning these both as singles, aiming for a fingering weight 2-ply. And then plying them together. So these guys together. And I think that would make it really interesting. That would mean I have 200 grams, which would be enough for any type of shawl. Or it should be enough. And I think it would spin out really interesting. Ply up really interesting together, actually. I don't know, my outfit's covered in fiber. Like that's never happened before. Let me include the tag so I don't lose track. Okay. I think that's it. I thought I had a lot more. I felt like a real shopaholic, but it's not that bad. Oh no, I do have more. Again, Instagram is apparently my shopping best friend. My friend Mara from Mara Max, She creates stitch markers, and she created these super cute bingo inspired ones. They're made from the bingo tiles, and she packaged them on this cute bingo card, and I couldn't resist. It has one place marker, 2 stitch markers, and 2 buttons, and I have been saving these so that I could show them to you with the packaging. So now I finally get to use them, and that's going to be super cool. Okay, next segment, let's jump into finished objects. I've been promising this one to you for a while. I didn't bring it with me to my parents over the summer because it's just too warm and I wasn't going to knit on it anyway. And in hindsight, I'm really glad I didn't bring it because it would just have been extra weight that I did nothing with. But I'm glad to be reunited with it, and now that's starting to cool down a little. Cool down, 23 degrees. I'm happy to be able to knit on it again. And I promised for a while that I would show you the squares that I hadn't shown you yet, and I just need to find them. Where are you? Ah, you're here. Let's see. I'm not sure which ones I didn't show to you yet. Let me take a look. I think I showed this one to you last time. So this purple one is new. Or maybe not. I think this purple one is new. This looks like a mini from Mermaid Knitting, which is from the Richard de Friese yarns. Likewise for this one, neon electric green, which I really like. It's a nice bright pop. This is Wool Verve, a mini skein. I really like her yarns. I have pretty much every colorway. I definitely have all the colorways of her minis, but I really like her yarns. Very pleasant to knit with. This is a hand dyed by MJ self-striping sokkenwool or sock yarn. She's a local dyer to me from Haarlem, and she dries amazing self-stripings. I have 2 more colorways that I need to knit up. This is my first regia. These are little tiny balls of regia meant for knitting baby socks or stuff like that. They're 25 grams, and I think they're perfect for a Cozy Memories blanket. This is another Mermaid Knitting mini, and as you can see I ran out, so I used some bright pink, but I don't really mind that actually. I quite like it. This is another My First Regia, I think. Yes, I think so. This is another Mermaid Knitting yarn. This is an Opal Advent mini skein from my Advent calendar from last year. My Advent calendar can come, for this year, can come in at any moment. They said September, so I'm expecting it sometime beginning October, end of September, something like that. And it's going to be hard to keep my hands off it until Christmas. I'm really excited to get to opening those doors again, and once again I will be filming every little opening, every door, and putting it on Instagram. So if you can't get the calendar but do want to see a yarny calendar get opened, definitely do check out my Instagram. I will be posting them there. Last year's ones are all still up on there, so if you want to get the Christmas feeling, take a look. And this is another Opal Advent calendar mini. This is row 8. I need 26. Wait, no. Is this row 20? Is this row 8? Yes, it is row 8. Phew, for a second I thought it was like row 6, and I had the feeling of, uh-oh. This is row 8. I need 26 rows. Row 1 and 3 of this, what I have now, are the Opal Advent Calendar minis in order, with starting with another mini, then the 26 Opal minis, and then 24 Opal minis, then another one that isn't from the calendar, then a row of completely random yarn, and then the same row of the minis again. And I want to do the same on the other end of the blanket for this year Opal Advent calendar. I'm sorry, the sun is shining bright in my eyes. So if I'm squinting a little, that's it. I want to do the same on the other end of the blanket, so row 26 and 24 will be the Opal Advent calendar minis from 2016. So I'm thinking, right now on my blanket, let me show you the right side, I have these little spines that head from right to left. And I kind of wanted to keep it like that for the entire blanket, but I'm thinking I'll just knit this and I want to, when I start opening my calendar, I want to be able to knit with those minis straight away. It's just part of the fun for me. It was great last year. So I'm thinking I'll just knit this one until row 13 and then stop this half there. That'll be half of the blanket. And then in December I can start row 1 of the blanket with the minis, and then knit other minis, and then I can just straight away knit with them even if this half isn't nearly at row 24 yet, because I'm never going to reach row 24 or 23 before December. It's just not going to happen because I'm at row 8 and it took me like a year. So I'm thinking I'll just do that, and then I'll seam those two halves together, and it shouldn't be too noticeable, and it shouldn't make it weaker or anything like that. And then the spines from this half will go like this, and the other spines will go like this. And I think that will make I don't mind that too much, and it has the benefit that I can knit with those minis from this year immediately. And that's just, I really want to do that. So I think I'm going to do that. But let's move on to the next thing. The pattern for this, I sort of mishmashed several tutorials and instructions, free patterns for this. But my instructions to get the spine are on my Ravelry project page for the Molly Weasley blanket. So you can check that out there. I knit my squares on 2.75mm needles, which is US 2, I think. I can check, I have a cheat sheet. Yes, US 2, I had it right. And I knit the mermaid knitting ones on either 2.5, so US 1.5s, or US 2s, or 2.75mm, depending on if I have a color that matches if I run out, or I can just do it in one go. Yeah, that's it about this one, I think. Let's plop you down there. My next one is an FO. You haven't even seen the work in progress yet. I had been spinning during Tour de Fleece 300 grams of a cordial from Alazybeauty called Colorway Bright Agua, because I wanted to knit myself a Waiting for Rain shawl. I had to think about the name, sorry. Waiting for Rain shawl by Sylvia Bobilfia, who is soft sweater on Instagram. I just discovered that myself and I had no idea, and her Instagram is pretty awesome. So I had knit one before, also from Handspun Yarn, also cordial from Alazybeauty, but the color was had mixed a little, so even though they were very yellow and blue in the braid, they applied to be orange and green. Those are not so much my colors. So my mom really loved them, so she ended up keeping that one. It's in the podcast history somewhere. So I need to make myself another one because I really like the shawl and I like spinning the cordial. So I spun the cordial during Tour de Fleece, and I finished the shawl in a week, which is pretty insane. As you can see, it still needs to be blocked, so it's going to get bigger than it is. It's absolutely huge. It's slightly bigger than the one I knit for my mom because I used a bigger needle size and way more yarn. I had about 850 meters of yarn, which was a very rough estimate, and I always downscale my guesses a little bit to prevent me from running out of yarn. When it blocks, it will grow. It's a very squishy, soft yarn. I'm very happy with how it knit up. I love the colors. As you can see, it has a sort of subtle tonal effect, and I really like it. And the lace is still squished. I knit my mom's on 3.5mm needles. This one was on 4.0mm needles. Not sure about the US sizing on that, but the 4.0mm is what the pattern recommends, so I'm glad that worked out for me. The other yarn was a little less plump than this handspun yarn, so the 3.5 was better for that one, but the 4 definitely worked better for this one. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen that I had a bit of a case of yarn chicken. I was binding off and I'd done some modifications to the pattern. I added extra garter rows in this section. You normally have not even half of this. I added over double the rows. Bad idea. I had to knit less garter rows here as a result. And I ended up running out in the last 25 stitches or so of the bind off. Not exactly what I wanted to do. I mean, it was a little more. 50 stitches or so? Something like this. It was somewhere here. I can't really completely find where it was because it's hidden pretty well. Before I started knitting, I had 2 skeins because with plying it couldn't fit on one bobbin. And before I started knitting from the big ball, I had wound some off because that was when the first bit I plied, and it wasn't that nice. It was a little crunchy, it was a little hard, and just overplied it a bit. So I ended up fishing that back out of the trash. It wasn't in the trash yet, it was in my bag, but I was ready to throw it away. And I fished that out and used that to finish the bind off, and thankfully it isn't as noticeable as I was worrying about. you don't notice the hardness of it at all. Probably because it's in the bind off and you don't really feel that as much. So that was a bit stressful, especially since the bind off took like forever. And in the end, my modifications, I didn't have enough yarn to finish it. As I said, I had to cut out some rows here. But I do like it because this section in the pattern is pretty skinny, this garter section, and I like it with a bigger section there and then less at the end. So I still need to block this, but with the heat I didn't feel like it. Blocking is tough even when the weather isn't cold outside and you're feeling great. But I block on 2 mattresses, and just the bending over always gives me a backache, and I get hot and sweaty, and it's just, ugh, no. I just couldn't deal with it. Which, in contrast to what I'm about to show you, also a finished object, sounds ridiculous because this is even more hot and sweaty. I knit my first sweater, and it's a bulky weight yarn and super thick and hot and warm and not suitable for the weather at all, but I saw the pattern. Okay, whoops, I accidentally just completely slammed on the microphone cable and pulled the camera down, and it just managed to catch it. But as I said, I'm complaining about the heat, and during the heat I was knitting this huge bulky sweater. It's knit in Zeeman Julia, which is a bulky yarn. I used 5.5 millimeter and 6.0 millimeter needles, and I will check this time. That is a US 8, no, a US 9 and a US 10, and it was my very first sweater. The pattern is La Flor, and it's by, oh shoot, I should have looked this up. La Flor by Alina Schneider. I made some modifications to the pattern. It was written for a worsted or a Aran weight, and this is a bulky weight, so I wanted a slightly oversized look. I didn't want it to be super tight because I don't like that in super hot sweaters. So I knit the size small, aiming to get the size medium. So I went up needle sizes and used a heavyweight yarn, and it fits perfectly. I'm not going to put it on because I'm already hot and I don't want to head to school all sweaty. This is the sweater. It's just a really basic sweater, actually, with what I thought was very interesting sleeve construction, but I'm not sure what it's called. It had you knit the body, then separate for the front and back, and then you picked up the stitches for the sleeve, and you first knit a section flat to get like a sleeve cap, and then you jointed it in the round. And I really like the texture on this sweater. It's not very hard, but provides interesting detail without being super much work to knit, being a lot of work to knit. And I also really like these garter faux seams at the sides that just give a little extra interest on it. I really like that. Definitely a beginner-proof sweater pattern. It was very well written. There's a lot of instructions I actually didn't even need. But if you weren't familiar with all the techniques used, definitely very useful. Yeah, not much to complain about this pattern. It was very clear, lots of charts, every size had their own chart. Definitely very clear, lots of sizing. Can definitely recommend it. And I'm actually considering, I had a lot more yarn than I had bought I had bought this yarn to make a sweater, and I wasn't quite sure how much I would need, so I bought a lot more than I needed. So I have more than double what I used. I have more left than I used. I think I have about 8 balls left and used about 6. No, not even. I think I used 4. So I'm considering another sweater, but it's the same color. I don't want to make the same sweater again, the same color. So I'll have to figure out what I want to do with it. I'm considering a hat or something as well, so we'll see. It'll definitely show up in the future. Let's go to the next segment. So I intended to move on to works in progress, and then I realized I have another finished object. This is a design that I have to write up and publish, but the sample is done. It's knit out of my handspun yarn from fibers from Hilltop Cloud. It was 120 grams, 70% BFL, 30% nylon, in a lovely orangey brown. These are the socks. As you can see, they have been blocked. They definitely needed it. The yarn knit up surprisingly nice. It was my second sock spin that I actually used for socks, and I'm really pleased with how nice it knit up. I think these will wear just fine. Yeah, I'm really impressed with these, which is stupid to say of your own socks, but the design is one specifically for hand spun yarns, but that will work for other yarns as well. I always love how garter stitch works with hand spun yarn, so I wanted to use that in a sock design. So down the leg you have this stripe of garter on both sides of the leg, and then just before the heel it moves to the top of the foot. No cables involved, it's all just increases and decreases. And I have partridge heel, and then on the foot, the bands of garter meet and then expand out again. Not that hard to knit. Writing it up is a different matter. It's hard to chart this in a clear and easy way. I still need to do the written instructions. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how these turn out. Very happy actually, I shouldn't downplay it. And I'm going to be writing these up. I still need to take pictures of the socks on my feet. And these are going to be called X marks the spot because they are pirate inspired. Or pirate treasure inspired anyway. Then another pair of socks, one I'm knitting on right now. Oh, by the way, the X marks the spot socks were knit on 2.25mm needles. This is a design, so I can't show you too much, but I want to keep these a little secret. This is the yarn that I'm using. It's called Fernwolle Sommernachtszeichen in colorway 8, I think, yes. I'm using 2.5mm carbon DPNs, and the name is secret because it will give away the entire collection that it is for. I cast these on the 11th, and I have one still in progress, and I can show you how it knits up on the little cuff here. As you can see, it's super pooly. It's really nice. It does that over the entire leg of the first sock, and then it sort of disrupts on the gusset and then comes back on the foot of the sock, but I think that's due to the yarn and not the design. The design is specifically for super wild variegated yarns like this one. But I'm thinking I need to knit up a second sample for the pattern pictures if I have time with a yarn that doesn't pool as much to show how it works with completely clown barfy yarns and how that affects the pattern. Next, this is technically sort of almost finished, but not really. This is the Tamarugo hat I showed you a while ago. It is by... I'm sorry, my notes are not in their usual format. The Tamarugo hat by Anna Hintinka. And this is out of handspun yarn from Wool Based. It's Polworth. Super warm, super squishy. My first pattern yarn. I've showed you the hat before. I finally made a pom-pom for it, but I still need to attach it. So it's technically not really finished. But I thought I would show you what it looked like with the pom-pom on. And I kind of really like it a lot more with the pom-pom because this band of color never really suited it and it looked sort of weird. But the pom-pom has the same color and it sort of ties it all together. So I'm really happy I decided to do that. An actual work in progress, that one doesn't really count. Back to my charts. My notes, I mean. This is a bit of a meh project. I'm not sure what I think of it. It's in timeout right now. Oh gosh, come on, let's get the pattern first then. Let me show you a picture, if I can. This is Gaia by Marie Adeline. The yarn is Austerman Merino Lace, colorway 3. I'm using it held double because it's super skinny yarn. It's more of cobweb weight than lace weight. I don't have a full ball here with me. Ugh. As you can see, it's super skinny. This is the first 2 balls that I'm still on, and I'm working on the lace. I had bought this yarn for a specific purpose, and it didn't work for that because it was too skinny. After that it was supposed to be for a cowl, lace cowl that just looks really amazing, and the color red was perfect, and it was going to be great. And then it didn't work for that pattern. Because this is on 4.0mm needles, and I was supposed to use 1 strand on those needles for the pattern, and that did not work. It's barely working with 2 strands held double. And I could have modified the pattern, but I really didn't want to. I was in a bit of a knitting funk, and I didn't want to be complicated. I just wanted to knit it and be done. So I tried to find a pattern that would use it up, because I really had no other idea what to do with cobweb weight yarn. So I found this, and I can make the small size of the Gaia shawl using it held double. I should just have enough, just barely have enough. It's a really interesting construction. I've never done something like this. You start by knitting a garter stitch square with the yarn overs on the edges, and then you pick up and knit the lace section around it, and then there's another lace section around it. So I've done this garter stitch section, and I'm working on the first lace section, and there's another lace section afterwards. But the yarn is just really unpleasant to knit with. I absolutely do not like it. It's definitely, I'm usually more of a process knitter. I enjoy making the stitches and seeing something grow. Not this time. I hate it. I'm just in it for the shawl. This tag is discontinued. At first I was sad before I knew what knit like. Now I kind of get it. It is super soft though, and I'm sure it's just me right now that I don't enjoy knitting with it. I'm so glad I did not buy more colorways of this stuff. I'm not enjoying it at all. But I don't want to frog it because I have nothing else to do with this yarn except throwing it away, and that's a waste, and I don't like that. So, and I do really want this shawl, so I'm gonna knit whenever I convince myself that I need to knit on it, which honestly isn't going to be for a while. It's in hibernation, and when I'm in a good mood and way beyond my knitting funk, I'll pick it back up. But that's not for a while. The little orange socks that I showed you all secretly, those are actually what got me out of my funk, and those aren't even finished yet, so I'm just going to keep going on those for a while. Next up is also a design. This was actually my very first third-party submission. It was kind of nerve-wracking, but the company was really great, and unfortunately it was rejected. The theme was very fun, and it's a very popular company, so hundreds of people submit their design ideas, and although they like mine, they said unfortunately it just doesn't fit with the other designs we're picking, and of course that's completely logical. They were very nice about it. It was a super nice email. So I decided, oh, I'll publish it myself. So I've knit up my first sample, which needs some tweaking, to be honest. It isn't quite perfect. The theme was cats, so I decided to make a cat flip-top mitten. This is the cat. It still needs the finishing touches. I'm going to embroider a face and some paws and stuff like that. But the cat ears are very cute, but I've changed them a bit for the second version. As well as the flap, it was too open. It just looked really weird. I've changed that a bit as well. And then the insides is also pink. Yeah, that's what I have so far. They're going to be called Hey Meow because I thought it was funny. I can be very weird. The yarn is just cheap yarn that I had in stash for quite a while. That I thought the colors accurately represented the yarn I was suggesting in my submission. It was also my first swatch for this project, but my swatch is somewhere over there. I forgot to grab it, so it's not very interesting, so it doesn't really matter. This is the second knit I'm working on. It's looking a lot nicer already. So I knit the first one during the knitting funk. That doesn't help at all. Let's put these over there. Oh, oops. And yeah, let's just jump right into spinning, and that's almost the last actually. So first things first, my new favorite skein. This is again Elphabola. This is her tag. This is the colorway Im Groenen Damerlicht. I'm not sure what it means apart from something in green, something light in green. It's 50% superwash BFL, 50% milk fiber. I showed you the fiber when I ordered it, I think, and I spun it up into a fingering weight 2-ply. I don't remember. It's 125 grams. I don't remember exactly the yardage I got, but I love this colorway. Is absolutely perfect. It's my dream. And the fiber mix, the BFL with the milk fiber, is super soft and sort of glossy, luxurious. I really love this, and it's next to skin soft. It's going to be something shawly. I'm not sure what yet. I need to spin something to go with it. I think it's not enough. maybe a neutral or something crazy. I'm not sure yet. I have several fiber braids in similar colors that might go with this, so we'll see. I'm just going to save it for a while and just squish it because I really like it. It's got a lot of subtle color differences and it applied up so fun. I especially like the, where is it? The bright greeny yellow with the gray. I really like that one. And here's another spot. And I had a little left over on one of the bobbins, so I practiced my chain plying, and this was the first sample of chain plying that I actually thought, I could do this. Not sure I could do it for a full skein, but this actually looks knittable, and mostly my chain plying does not. I always have these hard bumps where the chains, I always get these little hard bumps that I don't like, but I don't notice them in this one anymore, so that's good. Some other spinning. This super bright happy yellow is just off my wheel. I finished it this week, or this week, and it's 100% Australian merino, 21 micron, 100 grams, and I bought it at Castlefest. I showed the braid in a previous episode. Once again, I chain plied the last bit of one of the bobbins, but I always just continue. So this bit is chain plied and it's a few meters, not much. And I think I really am making progress with my chain plying, so that's good. I two plied the rest of it. I'd still need to take it off, give it a soak, flack it, and let it dry, but I'll do that sometime in the future, maybe tonight. Not much to say about this one. It's a lovely tonal colorway, and I really enjoy how it spun up. It feels a little velvety soft. I'm not usually a fan of velvet, but I really enjoy this one. And I have the exact same fiber in a tonal blue, and I'm thinking those two together might make something very Stephen Westy. A bright yellow, bright blue, and in some other colors, and it might make a good exploration station. I really want to knit that one. I just haven't been able to find the yarn in my stash, and I don't want to buy anything new right now. Exceptions are made, of course, but I don't really want to buy for an exploration station right now. And yeah, I think those two might make a cool combination. I also spun up another Dutch Wool Diva mini bats. Those have no coloring names, unfortunately, because this one was really cool. It was red, purple, pink, white, bright neon green, and a lot of glitter. Like a lot of glitter. I was covered in Selena by the time I was done spinning it. It was great. And the colors are very dimensional. There's a lot of vibrant shades in there, and I think it's going to ply really nice. And I'm going to save it and knit it into my hand spun blanket. I've been slowly spinning little bits and bobs and using leftovers, and those will go into a special blanket. That is it, I think. Goodness. It looked like so much, but I don't think it was that long after all. I'm gonna stop this segment here and I'll be right back with a personal catch-up. So, let me grab my chocolate for a sip. Yeah, it's lukewarm. That's not the best way to have your hot chocolate. It needs to be hot. But, personal catch-up. Oh, there's a really loud truck outside. I hope you can't hear that too bad. I think it's a garbage truck or something. Could be the glass truck, then we get even louder. But okay, back to our topic. Like I said in the beginning, it's been a really long time since I recorded. I mentioned some health stuff. Well, it turned out I have been trying to I normally never wear my glasses. I wear glasses. And I've been trying to get myself into the rhythm of putting them on more, because walking around half blind is just not very good. So I've been wearing my glasses a lot, and I got lots of headaches. It was just really bad, and I wasn't linking it to my glasses, but coincidentally I had made an appointment to get contact lenses, which I'm wearing right now actually. I used to have contacts about 6 years ago, and I stopped because my eyes were getting irritated and dry, and I just wanted to try wearing my glasses. Well, obviously it didn't work. I never wear my glasses except in class, or when there's something really interesting on the TV and I don't want to squint. Sometimes I still just squint instead of grabbing my glasses because I'm really lazy. And if they're upstairs, definitely I'm not going to go get them. But I had an appointment to get contacts again because I just felt like going back to school. I wanted to make a good start this year, because last year I only passed one class and had to sit the rest out due to my health. And I just wanted contacts again. It just felt easier. And I can see stuff during the day, which is also quite nice. So I went to get my contacts and they measured my eyes, and it turned out my eyes had improved quite significantly, enough that I couldn't wear my old glasses anymore and I need new glasses. And I asked him, well, could this be causing headaches? And he said yes. So I had given myself incredible headaches by trying to make myself wear my glasses. I did get really nice new glasses. Wait, they're right here, I'll show you. I got at Specsavers, it's a Dutch chain store. I got Gant glasses and they're really cool. I'm going to go blind for a second because I also have my contacts in, but you can see how they look. They're just really basic brown, but I quite like what they do to my face. I have black, greyish glasses before this with a blue backing, and it just washed me out a lot more than these do. And I haven't shown this one before, I think, but I have a glasses cloth from the Nachtwacht, from the Rijksmuseum here in Amsterdam. It's just so funny. I like cleaning my glasses with the Nachtwacht. And I also got sunglasses because they have this deal where you buy one pair of glasses and you get a second free. So I got a pair of sunnies as well. Same brand. I really like the... I've never seen glasses from this brand before, but they're really nice. So that was super expensive. And, well, I need them anyway. I need glasses. I can't always wear contacts, and I can't wear the old ones anymore, and I don't have anything in this strength. My eyes have changed a lot over the years, but I had nothing in exactly the strength, and I tried the other ones and it didn't work. So that's why I was sick for a bit, and also, well, like I said, the heat wave just kills me every time. And I was just really tired a lot. Not really any good reason for that. What else did I do? I didn't really do that much. I did go play Pokemon Go a lot with my mom. What else did we do? I went to town, went shopping a few times. I gave my Lush addict free reign, which was a really bad idea because I spent a lot of money. But I have a nicely stocked shower, bathroom with lots of Lush stuff now, which is really nice. What else did I do? School started back up. We're in the third week now. I was really quite nervous because last year, like I just said, I didn't do so well due to my health. But I've been upping my thyroid medication with my doctor, and we're now on somewhat close to the doses I need. And that has really made a big change. Not big enough, and well, for me it's big, but for other people I'm still like a super invalid. Oh no, I shouldn't say that. I'm still not nearly at the level of what a normal healthy person my age should be able to do. But for me, comparing it to how bad I felt last year, everything is an improvement. Even it's tiny, I'll take everything. So this has been a nice boost to get me motivated again. Just having me feel a little bit better helps. So I started school fresh and enthusiastic. Week 3, it's already fading. Everybody knows this, of course. Nah, it's just I'm not feeling that great today. I think I'm getting cold, so I don't really want to go. But I figured if I record first, I'll get my energy up and I'll be able to go to class afterwards. But my throat is going all scratchy, so they'll be thinking, what do you do? I always notice after the podcast, I've been talking a lot more than I usually do in one short amount of time, so I get really rah, rah, rah. But that doesn't matter. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. Feels shorter than I expected. Maybe it's because it's all short recordings, and in the end it'll still be over 60 minutes, but yeah, I think that's it. I have a lot of mini plans. I just need to finish some projects first. I want to finish these socks, these design socks, and I need to cast on new design socks. I need to cast on a secret project that is not a design, but that I can't show because people watch this podcast that shouldn't see what I'm making all the time. I think they'll guess who they are now, but that doesn't matter if they don't know what they're getting. I have several other designs planned that I can show you. Yeah. a lot of knitting stuff, but the knitting right now does have to make way for the life stuff and for school. Right now that is priority number one. Next Monday and next Friday I have an appointment with a rehab center that specializes in people like me that don't feel that great, chronic fatigue and stuff like that, and they're going to see if they're going to be able to help me, and I really hope they do. I'm a little nervous for that, but we'll see. Can't change anything about it. If they don't want to help me, then they don't. Or if they don't, then I don't think it's about wanting, being able to. But I'm definitely going to be bringing knitting because it's a car drive away. My mom is coming with me. And right now, I just really, this beast is looking at me. I want to knit on this right now. So I think I have a little longer before school. I might try and import some of the videos before I have to leave and knit on this a little. So I will hopefully see you again sooner than last time. I'm not going to keep going this long between episodes. It's just, I really want to record more and I've missed it. I'm hoping, not this week, but maybe next Saturday, because on Friday I have that appointment. I'm thinking to record on Saturday. That's usually the day, but I don't have to do much. And if I do have to do much, I can shift it to Friday or Sunday. And I'm gonna try better. Gonna try harder to get it up on the right times. And hopefully next time my brain will be cooperating a little more, because I'm really having a hard time with my words today. It's weird. I always think of it as like this, that some days my brain is Dutch and some days it's English, and today unfortunately it's Dutch, so speaking English is not as easy. And other days my brain is English and speaking Dutch just goes horribly, and I'm not even that good at it in the first place, so yeah, hard times. It's also maybe I'm just still tired. I slept for like 12 hours yesterday and I'm still tired, and I think it's because I'm just on the edge of getting a cold and it's not working for me. So I'm going to say goodbye now because I'm just waffling on and on and on, and I will see you next time. Don't forget the giveaway. Mention in the comments here on YouTube, not Instagram, not Ravelry, YouTube, only those will count. I have to be strict on this because it otherwise just gets too confusing for me and I'll forget people and it's just being fair. Mention your Ravelry name, mention that you want to enter, and mention which pattern you would like to win. And that's it, and I will draw for the prize next week. Probably before I record, but I'll let you know. Maybe I'll do it during the episode, I'm not sure yet. So I will see you next week, and goodbye.